You like the new scenery? I thought it'd be different for dude in the kitchen, you know, because my future self will always be in his room filming the videos. You know, I thought it'd be nice to change it up. So, as y'all can see by the title, I'm gonna talk about what I would like to see in Crash Bandicoot 8. But before I get to that, a game just came out, and it was called Crash the Insane Trilogy. It was a remake of the first 3 games: Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash 3 Warped. Now, I haven't played it, but I know a lot of people of my friends, a lot of them have been playing it, especially my good friend Perry. He hasn't really been liking it, but I think Anthony's been playing it too. I don't know, but there's been, like, people's been saying there's been problems with the jumps. There's been problems with other things, but the main problem people have been having with is with the jumps. Like, you say, wait, I timed that jump perfectly, so how did I miss that? That's some BS. I don't know. And plus, you know, I like to stick with the original, just like my future self. He would like to stick with the original. And since I have his memories, in the future, Crash Bandicoot 8 actually happens. I think he blocked that out. Because when I downloaded his knowledge, he blocked some of it. And it's called blockage, you know. Prevent. When you give your knowledge to someone, you could prevent some of it so they don't, like, know all your secrets. So I don't know if Crash Bandicoot 8 actually happens. But, yeah. Let's get into Crash Bandicoot 8.
Universal Interactive presents a turbocharged extravaganza by Vicarious Visions. Brace yourself for Crash
Bandicoot 8. I would like to start with the story. Now, the story will take place 5 years after Crash Mind Over Mutant. Because remember, here, Crash, what was that? Crash the Titans or something like that, and Crash Mind Over Mutant, all in the main series. You know, you got Crash 1 through 4, and then you got Twin Sanity, then you got Mind Over Mutant, and Crash Titans. Yeah, so, and there's really no specific year these games take place, so yeah, I thought I looked up, you know, just in case, like, maybe, because I thought, like, the first Crash game took place in 1998, but no, there's no really year, specific year when it takes place. But yeah, so Crash Bandicoot 8 will take place 5 years after Mind Over Mutant. You know, Crash, you know, has been living his life. You know, he hasn't seen any of his villains for the past 5 years. You know, and Coco is, like, I would say, like, she's I would say not famous, but I'm trying to think, like, she's updated her technology. You know, technology has changed. You know, instead of a computer, she has, like, an iPhone. You know, like, she's trying to, you know, change the world with technology. I don't know. Well, but the villain, this is number 2. The villain would be the father of Uka and Aka. I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, the villain would be the mother. It's like there's never been a mention of a father or mother, right? So yeah, I thought this would be nice. You know, I'll have, like, back in the day, you know, like, she had the power to create the crystal, because I will reveal that she created the crystal, And she created the gems, and she created the time ones. You know, where you run and you try to beat the course very fast. Yeah. And I'll say that the reason, well, the way I'll bring her into this game is like Crash 3, where Uka Uka is introduced. You know, when you see the thing floating into the air, right? Like you see humans at the beginning of the game, right? They're digging up something, and they end up hitting something, and then the thing explodes, and then the mother comes into being, comes back to life. This game is really, if you really think about it, it's technically not about Crash. It's about Uka Uka and his family. But Crash is still a focal point. Why? It's because you don't mess with Crash Bandicoot's family, and that's why he cares. That's why he's kind of the still the main character. It's because Crash Bandicoot cares about Aka Aka. You say Crash is like, you know, because you know Crash is not gonna talk. Oh, that's another thing. During these past 5 years, he's been trying to learn how to talk to Coco and Crunch. When the mother, even though the mother created the crystal, she's very powerful because her powers. She has the power to mind control. She has the power to do all these things. But back then, in her time, when she had all these powers, right? She was unstable. So her friends told her to put her power into the crystal. And when she did, it was actually the 100th crystal. And she ended up calling it the ultimate crystal, where she put all her powers into it. So, because when she had all her powers, you know, she was unstable. And if she, you know, stayed with that unstable powers, right, she would have died. So that's why she ended up doing it. And then when she did, her friends ended up erasing her mind. Don't know why. The writers could think of that or something. So Crash, you know, is trying to learn how to talk. Cortex is gonna be in this game. You know, Neo Cortex is gonna be in this game. You know, you got pretty much. I think I'm gonna name all the characters that are gonna be in this game, and I'm gonna actually use the list. Crash, Coco, Crunch, they are playable. Dignodial, Dr. Embryo, Dr. Engine, Evil Crash, Fake Crash, Nitrets. There are gonna be some characters that the mother can control. That are gonna be her slaves. Nitrous Oxide, Polar, Poa. They're playable. Those still are playable. Rilla, Ripperoo. But Ripperoo, right? He's gonna come back improved. He's gonna be more smart. He's not really insane anymore. So yeah, the mother ended up fixing Ripperoo, and he's now smart. So when you face him in a boss battle, he's gonna be smart on what he does. You're gonna have Tana Bandicoot. You're gonna have Crash Bandicoot's girlfriend back. Like, you're gonna learn where she was. Like, where did she go after the first game? You're gonna have Tiny back. You're gonna have Billo. You're gonna have the evil twins from Crash 2 Insanity be mentioned. You're gonna have Viscount's brother and Viscount. There was a Crash Boom Bang. But Viscount's brother, right, is gonna give you weapons for the game, you know, to help you locate the crystals, because Crash and everybody who's playable are looking for when they get enough crystals, right, they'll be able to locate the ultimate crystal to defeat the mother of Uka Uka and them. You know, like I said, you have Uka Uka, you have Aka. You'll have Cortex, who's playable. You'll have Nina. You know, remember her? She's introduced in Twin Sanity, and you have, well, Viscount, the guy who's in, and he's gonna be siding the villains with weapons. So you got Viscount brother, who's helping crashing them, and then you got Viscount, who's helping the villains. But all these villains, all these characters I mentioned, are really trying to take down trying to really take down the mother from the inside. So some of the people who are working with her are trying to take her down from the inside. So like, and some of these evil characters are joining her to take down Crash. Like, there's no like secret agenda they have. They just want to take Crash down. Like Cortex, Neo, is gonna he's gonna be switching to both sides, you know. And also the humor is gonna be, so when Cortex is with Crash, he's gonna be acting like his Crash to Insanity self. He's making jokes, you know, breaking the fourth wall.
The check bounced. Are you sure? Well, the past few years have kind of been slow. Wrath of Cortex didn't do as well as we'd hoped.
But when he's switching to the mother's side, he's gonna be, you know, all serious. Like, Cortex is not gonna be the only one serious. And I just thought of this. When the mother is around and you're doing missions, if you see darkness / lightning, that's when you know that specific mission is about her. Because I'm not trying to show her face, you know, for the entire game. The graphics is gonna look like Crash to Insanity. Because what looks better? Crash to Insanity or Crash Insane Trilogy? What looks better? I'll let y'all decide. The gameplay will look like the first 4 games. You know, where you go to, but specifically like Wrath of Cortex and Crash to Insanity. Like, remember Crash Wrath of Cortex using this big place, right? And to Insanity was open world, so it'd be a mixture. So when you go to a specific place, so it'd be like Saints Row 4, where there's the open world. I mean, the open world is the game world, and then there's the real life game world. So you could do more stuff in the real life game world. So the following games that are gonna be mentioned are gonna be like, people are gonna mention events from the following games: Crash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Crash Bash, Crash Boom Bang, Crash Team Racing, Crash Tag Team Racing. You know, they're all one of the characters are at least gonna mention events that happen in those games. So that's why, because like if you mention like Crash Boom Bang, you're gonna like, oh, that's canon now. Like, cause I don't really like, the only ones that I know are canon are Crash 1 through 7. So I don't know if Crash Team Racing is canon, but you know. And I think that's it. Oh, I forgot. It's gonna be revealed that Nina is the daughter to Cortex. Because remember what Cortex said in Crash to Insanity?
My daughter, niece!
Yep, see? Remember? I think it's time to reveal that. And there'll be some missions, you know. I was thinking about like, there's gonna be a mission where Crash and Coco are kidnapped, and then that's when you play with Polo and Para. That's when you play with them. I was thinking that Dr. Engine and Dr. Embryo are, you know, making chemicals trying to defeat Crash. Actually, no. Yeah, they're trying to defeat Crash. And I was thinking about, there's going to be like other characters that I didn't mention that are going to be mentioned in the game. You know. All I know is, and I'll also call it Crash Bandicoot 8 Hamakama Arises. Yeah. That's what I'll call Uka Uka's, you know, mother. Maka. I don't know. So yeah, it'd be called Crash Bandicoot 8 Maka Arises. I was gonna call it like, I was gonna have it be something similar to like Crash Bandicoot 2, like Amaka Orca is striking, like Cortex Strikes Back. You know, I wanted to be similar to that title. You know, So yeah, that's it. Oh, I almost forgot about this. When Amaka Maka created like Uka Uka in two sons, let's just say two sons, she had the personality of Uka Uka and Aka Aka. So when she made Uka Uka, she put all her bad self into him. And Uka Uka, Aka Aka, she put all her good self into him. So that's why, you know, Uka Uka has like the thoughts of destroying the world or the island. And also, they don't live on that island anymore that they used to live. They still live on the island. It's just not going to be the same island to this one. So yes, she had two personalities. A good personality and a bad personality. She put all the good into him, all the bad into him. And like, she, you know, they're both, like, you're going to see Uka Uka and Aka throughout the entire game. But you know, the main focus is going to be Crash, Coco, and Crunch. And Crunch, by the way, is going to be, you know, he's been working out a lot. You know, for the past 5 years. He's more buff. And like I said, the graphics is going to be like Crash to Insanity. But don't get it twisted. Some of the characters in Crash to Insanity did very look good. They didn't look very good. I mean, look at Tiny. He didn't look anything like he did in the first 4 games. So yeah, I think that's it. When you know, have enough crystals, you'll be able to have a key to get out that building. As I said, there's gonna be the game world and the real life game world. And when you get enough crystals, right, you're gonna be able to go outside the building and explore more, because it's still open. It's still semi-open world. Of course, the game is gonna end, you know, with Crash, Coco, and Uka Uka defeating, you know, all the villains that were helping Amaka Maka, you know. But I will set it up, you know, where there could be a Crash Bandicoot 9, and you know, Crash Bandicoot, Cortex ends up, you know, going back to his evil self. He said, because Cortex like shakes his hand and said, oh, I gotta help you again after Twin Sanity. I never thought I'd work with you again. But nope. It ends with Cortex and Crash on opposite sides trying to, you know, defeat each other. You know, that's why. Oh, the reason I mentioned some of those characters I did earlier is because, you know, you're gonna get some missions where you're gonna play like Crash Bash. You know, where you're throwing the boxes. You know, you're gonna in the soundtrack. Hold on, let me get before I get to the soundtrack. You know, you're gonna play. You know, there's gonna be some racing, but the racing is gonna play like Crash Nitro Kart. You know, I always prefer. Actually, maybe you might play like Crash Team Racing because I like that game better. But yeah, the soundtrack is gonna be on like we're gonna get the people who did Crash to Insanity. That soundtrack, you know, I'll play one of them right here, and this was actually my favorite. Yep, that's my favorite one. Evil Crash. That Evil Crash thing, very good. Oh, the way Crash moves in this game is that he's gonna move like he did in Crash to Insanity. You know, when he was because I don't really like the way Crash was moving in Insane Trilogy. So yeah, he's gonna move like he did in Crash to Insanity. I'm pretty much taking a lot of stuff from Crash to Insanity. And the reason, because that's my favorite game. And if the developers would have let them have more time on it, that could have been like a 100 out of 10. But that ended up not happening. So yeah, that is it. And I'm done. Finally.